And welcome to another edition of Signature and Finisher Podcast. I am your host, DS Walk. And before I continue, I want to thank everybody for watching our show. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share our show. If you don't, I'm saying Jamie not going to do it. Have him do a foreclosure on your house. So, and in today's signature move, it's a special one. The pedigree. And actually, we're going to switch that. The pedigree would be the finisher move. The signature move would be the high fly. And one more. I've written it down somewhere.
Put a lot of thought into this, did you?
Yeah, I can figure this out for you.
Yeah. So the signature move would be the pedigree. And the finisher move would be the high fly flow, Texas Cobra Leaf, and the bridging dragon suplex.
Mm-hmm.
And before
if you use multiple ones, we're going to run out of days.
The man who runs New Japan Wrestling.
So I will figure it out.
His name is Japanese, but we won't call him Jamie. I'm telling y'all, me and Jamie gonna own a wrestling promotion one day. Y'all just watch and see.
Well, thank you so much.
Okay, that's news to me, but we can make it happen.
Writer,
if Bob Probert can do it, or Darren McCarty. Yeah, it's Darren McCarty. If Darren McCarty can do it, we can do it.
So yes. So Jamie,
match.
I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, it's more of a question. So early this morning, when I was leaving a business, this gentleman pulled me to the side and said that who would I think was promotion of the year, AEW or WWE? And I looked at it and said, you know what? They both were not good this year. They both were not good this year. My exact words were, I would take one of the indie promotions, Juggalo, GCW, House of Glory. I'll take one of those promotions as wrestling promotion of the year than AEW, WWE. The man said I was wrong. He said AEW was the best promotion of the year based on PW Insider. I was at PW Insider smoking the same weed that Snoop Dogg was smoking when he thought he can run Death Row.
I mean,
and I can't hear you.
Wondering why you can't hear me.
Yeah, so Jamie's having a little audio problem right now, but we know he'll get it right.
It was a StreamYard problem.
There we go.
StreamYard problem, not a Jamie problem.
Yeah.
I was wondering because I was talking and you weren't saying anything. I was like, oh, okay. Out of those two, I would lean more towards AEW. Not by much. I mean, they both had a couple highlights. They both had a lot of lowlights. I think WWE automatically gets disqualified just based off of how they handled the John Cena thing.
That one, I agree. His answer was based on how WWE messed up all the pay-per-views. And I said, well, that is true, but AEW pay-per-view wasn't that much better. I told him as far as, we get one story, but then it's a different story being told in the ring. I said the only thing I can get the edge to AEW, and I will back this up 100%, is that they got the best wrestler. That's it. But everything else about these two companies was terrible this year.
AEW might put on better matches, but their storytelling in those matches is typically terrible.
Yes.
When you have somebody taking 3 Mexican destroyers and acting like nothing happened, that's not storytelling.
Or dropping off the top rope for a coffin drop and...
Yeah, you watch a match like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, that's storytelling. AEW lacks that almost in every capacity of every match they put on. That's why the little bit I was watching lately, I was actually getting a little more impressed because I'm like, Moxley's actually selling an injury during a match. It's not just, oh, he did one move, he's hurt for 30 seconds, and now he gets back up and goes right back about it. Like he was selling the leg injury the whole match. It makes sense. As far as quality wrestling, AEW might put on better, more, I don't even want to say better. They put on more athletic matches than WWE does, but that doesn't mean that the matches are better.
Right. And and look, you know how we feel about AEW. AEW to me, you know, if better storytelling than matches, if they consistently do that and consistently tell stories, I think at some point I would think they would be better than WWE because the WWE right now they don't care. They in this we're gonna give you this and don't worry about the rest.
Well, AEW needs to step it up because people are going to be able to see TNA in 10 days on a regular time, regular, easily accessible place. And again, it's WWE is out of everybody's stratosphere right now. Nobody's competing with WWE. It's TNA, AEW for number 2, and then everybody else, all the smaller indie promotions, the NWA, even NWA is not competing for number 2.
No.
They're packed in with the Glory Pro, the JCWs, the GCWs,
Make Believe,
all that stuff. Yeah, Maple Leaf, all that stuff. All the Mexican promotions, all the Japanese promotions, like they're all lumped in together. I think if New Japan could get a TV deal over here, that would help them out big time. They would quickly become like a dominant number 3, potentially into a number 2 spot, but they don't seem to be interested in trying to get a TV deal. So I don't know.
Nah, I think because that's a good segue because I'm going right into New Japan. I think New Japan they need to restock their talent because their talent got raided by AEW. Wrestle Kingdom 20 was this past weekend, and it was some great matches. I fairly enjoyed it. The match that I really cared about was Hiro Tanahshi versus Okada. To me, it was just one of their classic matches. Unfortunately for the Ace, it was his last match. He's retiring after 20 plus years in the business. Well, that's because now he's run New Japan Wrestling now. So it makes sense. He's a legendary. I mean, his legendary matches, it goes, I mean, with Chris Jericho, Shinsuke, Okada, Kenny Omega. I mean, this guy, I mean, he's a staple in New Japan. And he's one of those superstars, Jamie, he kind of reminds me of Sting, where he's loyal to his company. He's not going to go to a different promotion and, you know, betray New Japan. Now, he was on AEW because they had that forbidden door. But as far as signing him away from New Japan, never happened.
No, in New Japan, they're longer tenured people. They're pretty chill with them as far as like, you're not getting any crazy schedules or anything like that. It's like AEW. A lot of guys go there not because the pay's better, not because they're going to be bigger stars, but because I can go home for 5 days a week.
Yeah.
I could show up, do my thing, and then I'm home for 5 days. WWE, they're starting to get a little bit like that, but you're still on the road 200 plus days a year. People don't necessarily want that.
Yeah,
so,
and I think did they like cut down on house shows?
Yeah, the house shows are like super minimal. They're only basically when they're traveling to like Europe and stuff like that, which house shows are good, but there's a lot of cost that goes into a house show. If you do a 15 city tour, and let's just say you did the northeastern part of the country and you hit, let's go Boston, New York, Philadelphia, maybe Baltimore, Detroit, Chicago, something like all those cities kind of wrapped in there. Not even 15 cities, maybe even just 10. That's still a lot of mileage. It's a lot of wear and tear when you're having to transport. Yet for the wrestlers, they hop on flights, things like that. It's not like it was back in the early 90s or before, where they're hopping in rental cars and splitting gas and things like that, 4 people in a car. But the rings still have to get transported. You still have to pay semi-truck drivers, all that stuff. There's a ton of cost. And sometimes it takes 3 or 4 of those house shows to equal just one of the trips that the trucks are making. A lot of times they could be a loss. And part of the reason they're cutting back on house shows, and they're not going to admit it, they're having trouble selling tickets to their bigger events.
Oh, did you see that one on SmackDown?
If you can't sell out a SmackDown, you're not going to sell out a house show.
No.
Because everybody knows house shows don't matter. The
No, they
house
don't
shows
matter.
for the performers, it's a different mindset of that's where they get to go have fun. They get to go and, mess around with the crowd, things like that. They get to interact more. They get to do the funny stuff because it's the stuff that's not going to hit TV. Like, how often would a title change on a house show? Almost never.
Never. Unless it's an injury happen.
Exactly. Like, it never happens. So, with them having trouble selling out bigger events, it makes sense for them to cut back on house shows. They're not going to admit that that's why. They're going to say it's cost savings and this and that. Yeah, it's cost savings, but it's because you can't sell.
Yeah, and I think the only house shows they actually run is the Holiday Tour in the New York area. So I think that's the only house show that I know of they've been doing.
Well, and they do them when they go overseas.
But I do know even some today's talent. Yeah, they take flights, but I think they'll take rental cars if it's like a 4-hour trip to the next city or to the next state. So they still do that. Back to New Japan. The best thing I seen in that whole match, that whole night was at the end of the match when you seen Kenny Omega, you seen Jay White, you seen some of the guys who were staples in New Japan right there pay their homage to him that came out and support him. And it's kind of make me wonder, how much I'm pissed off at the WWE because Shinsuke should have been there, Finn Balor should have been there, AJ Styles should have been there.
Well, it was also pretty much confirmation. It was pretty much confirmation that Jericho signed with WWE or he would have been there. Did you lose me?
Yeah, I'm back now.
Oh, okay. It was pretty much confirmation that Jericho signed with WWE with him not being there.
Wow. He should have been there.
That's what I'm saying. It's pretty much guaranteed that he signed with WWE, or else he would have been there.
Yeah. And even the Young Bucks should have been there, but that's their reason why they didn't want to be there. But yeah, man, it was good to see all those guys there.
Mm-hmm. No, it was a good tribute for not having a big build up, like a Cena level thing, which you're not going to see a Cena level thing for anybody for a long, long time.
No.
Like a long time. Like even Roman Reigns ain't going to get a send off like that because you didn't have nearly the career that he had.
No.
So for what it was, he's integral to New Japan. That's why he's running the company now. But it was a good night. Kenny Omega being there, the only thing that would have made it better is if Jericho would have been there too.
Yes, it was.
But no, it was good, and the match itself was really good.
Yes, it was probably one of the best matches I've seen all year.
Yeah,
and that's not and we seen look, Leon Slade doing those good matches. Moxley and Fletcher had good matches.
Carmelo Hayes and Ilya.
Yeah, Ilya Dragunov and Carmelo Hayes put on a good match. Gunther put on some good matches. But that's probably the best match I've seen all year. And actually, even Takesha match, winner take all match, was a pretty damn good match as well.
Well, I don't know if you saw, and obviously we don't know how true it is, but they were blaming Tony Khan for not getting Shinsuke because they wanted Shinsuke Nakamura to be his final opponent.
Oh, blaming WWE?
No, they were blaming Tony Khan.
Oh, yeah. I did read something about that. They wanted Shinsuke, but he wanted Okada. But Shinsuke would have made more sense.
But yeah, they were blaming Tony Khan for it, and obviously Tony's got the working relationship with him, and Okada was fine. But I mean,
Shinsuke would have been better.
I feel bad. Shinsuke would have been better, and I feel bad for Shinsuke. Like he signed a new contract with WWE. It's one of those things of like we talked about it a couple of weeks ago. They're just hoarding talent. They're signing people just so they can't go anywhere else. I mean, look
Right.
at Escobar. Been signed
Still
for
waiting on
almost
that
3 months
push.
again. He's been signed for almost 3 months at this point. It still hasn't hit TV.
Hey, he was backstage, ready to go home.
Yeah, I mean, I felt bad. Like Kit Wilson came out on SmackDown. Now, I'm not a Pretty Deadly fan. They seem to be perfectly fine, but they both needed gimmick overhauls. But Kit Wilson comes out with a whole new gimmick. What do? Bury him to Matt Cardona. Now, would I have had Matt Cardona return to beat up somebody that I'm freshly trying to rebrand? No. Again, who thought that was a good idea? It's like when they did, what was it, Giovanni, and then you have him lose 2 matches in a row to Apollo Crews and then cut him. Like you send Kit Wilson out there to get buried. Is he going to lose on the next SmackDown and then you're going to release him too? Like,
or keep losing and putting him back in the tag team with his tag team partner, and they both gonna lose and they both gonna get cut.
It's one thing if they make a story out of it, and that's what I thought they were going to do with Giovanni and build a feud with him and Apollo Crews. Nope, they just had him lose 2 or 3 matches, and okay, you're released. You spent all that money coming up with a vignette, new music, new this, new that, to use the guy twice and then cut him. And that's what I feel is about to happen with Kit Wilson.
Yeah, but I can't really put it on Kit Wilson, and I forgot his tag team partner name was Pretty Deadly.
I don't put it on them at all.
It's just one of those. It's not even one of those things that just been misused because they're a tag team.
No, I'm not putting it on them at all.
Yeah.
It's the creative. Like you rebrand somebody to go out there, and then you have them go out to a returning Matt Cardona. Like, he's going to lose. You're not going to build momentum that way.
Yeah, and by the way, about Matt Cardona, I'm gonna miss him on the independent scene.
He did exactly what he planned to do. He used the independents to build his name up so that he could go back and work with his wife.
Yeah, he had to release all the titles, of course.
Well, which sucks because how I told you he had won the JCW title back in November, that episode just aired on New Year's Day. And then the day after, so Vince Russo's already talked about it. He goes, hey, he's like, I'm a writer. Rewrites are what we live for. He's like, I wish him the best. I'm glad I got to meet him, blah, blah, blah. He did exactly what he wanted to do. He's back in WWE. So they'll write something new. It's not like they're lacking talent. So.
Yeah, it's like, he worked so hard to build himself to a main event superstar. Because that's what he felt that he was, and he did that. He ran the indies, he made a name for himself. Now he's going back to the WWE, and my fear, which is going to come true,
it's going to go back to
mid-level. They're not going to do anything with him.
I mean, and again, having him come out to his Zack Ryder thing just to cut it, to then switch it to Matt Cardona, like, why didn't you just bring it out as Matt Cardona? Yeah, people are going to hear the woo-woo and get excited, but it's going to take you half a second to look at the screen and see that it's Matt Cardona, and people are going to lose their shit anyway. Like, what was the point of saying, oh, he's now Matt Cardona? Everybody knows he's Matt Cardona. It was just stupid on WWE's part. It looked really petty.
It just, that presentation alone just looked it just wasn't right.
And he needs to lay off the tanner. I don't know if you saw that thing that Chelsea Green posted of him laying, like the hotel sent her a picture that they had to clean up the sheets after he had slept in the bed. Like his tanner, it was like a body imprint of him on the sheets from all of his tanner.
Spray paint.
Yeah. Like just spray paint yourself, dude. It can be permanent that way. Save yourself some trips.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy that he's back. But like I said, number one, he's bad because his wife is there too. I am happy that he's on SmackDown. Maybe he can help with the ratings a little bit with SmackDown at third hour. But they're not going to push Matt Cardona. He's going to be mid-level. I mean, that's the thing. Like, he worked so hard to be himself to a top wrestler, a main event wrestler, an independent scene, only to go back to the company that didn't value you, and they're going to slot you in at the same spot, same position you in before you left.
If Chelsea wasn't still there, I think he wouldn't have went back. Because he has to be smart enough to know that they're not going to use him. They might give him an IC title run or a US title run or something like that. Because the guys are interchangeable on shows now. The whole he signed a SmackDown, that's a crock of shit. It's not real. So he might get a mid-level title run. He might get 2 or 3, but he's never going to get up to wrestling Seth Rollins or any of those guys. And if he is, he's going to be the 6th man of an elimination chamber there to take the pin.
Right.
That's it. That you're going to become the new LA Knight. You have a thicker beard than LA Knight, so you're the new guy.
He's going to be the new put-over guy.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be hey, you know what? Every big match, you're going to take the pin. He's not going to win a Royal Rumble. He's not going to win an Elimination Chamber. He's not going. He might want to be a champion. Road Dogg ain't going to write that story. Come on. That's not happening.
No.
If he went to AEW, he had opportunity. WWE, Triple H and them guys, they see out one thing only. That's where you're going to be. I mean,
well, and again, it's just hoarding talent. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a snipe at Vince Russo on top of it because it's Russo. Yeah. And now that they know that he's right and part owner and everything like that, it was probably just them trying to be like, hey, let's screw him. But
yeah. But other than that, man, I'm glad to see him back on TV.
I mean, yeah, he's a great wrestler and he's fun to watch. I have no problem with him being back. I feel bad because you can see it already. They're not going to do anything with him.
Oh, no, of course not. Of course not. He's going to be the enhanced talent where he's going to be putting younger talent over.
Mm-hmm.
And he could have just stayed. He could have just signed a deal with TNA. He could be wrestling Mike Santana for a championship title.
Yep.
So that was probably the only good thing about SmackDown. SmackDown wasn't a great show, a bad show, a good show. It was just
show. So while I was watching it, it was the best SmackDown that I can remember watching. And that's only because they put effort into it. I'm not saying it was a great show. It was the best SmackDown that I can think of in recent memory without going back to like me being in the early 2000s when the talent was there. Because again, I didn't watch wrestling hardly. I certainly didn't watch any SmackDowns or hardly ever a Raw from like 2008 to like 2019. I watched some like WrestleManias and Royal Rumbles. That was about it. Just because it was bad. It was really bad. But it's the best SmackDown that I can think of. And there was some good Bloodline ones and stuff, but if it wasn't Bloodline related from top to bottom, it was a good show.
Yeah, it was.
But it had to be because it was their first 3-hour show. So they were that was them basically putting in maximum effort, and that's the concerning part.
Yeah, because next week is supposed to be their big show, and we don't know. It's like with the WWE, you don't know what's going to happen until you watch it. Tonight.
So when we were talking about the New Japan stuff, it just kind of popped in my head like the whole course of WWE is going to be set up by tonight. Of what everything that you can expect for 2026 is going to shape up by tonight.
Yeah.
How much effort and the quality of the show. If it's just that's Raw, that's the way the rest of the year is going to be.
That means it's going to be meh.
Yeah, it's going to be, you're not missing anything. If you watch it, cool. If you don't, you could easily read the recaps and get the same impact as watching the show.
Yeah, because today's show has to be a banger show. I mean, the return of Chris Jericho rumored.
They basically have to run tonight like it's a pay-per-view, like it's a PLE.
Yeah. It has to be a PLE that's bigger than what's that one, the famous PLE that's not the major four, Money in the Bank, in which I'm a little biased. I don't like Money in the Bank. I wish it would just go back to
I don't like Elimination
WrestleMania.
Chamber. I don't like Elimination Chamber, and I don't like Money in the Bank. When you base an entire PLE around a gimmick match, I never for it.
Nah, I wish they'd just take Money in the Bank, put it back in as a match at WrestleMania. It does need its own PLE.
Those two things that were just mentioned are plot devices.
Yeah.
That's all they are. It's so that they don't have to put a lot of effort in. Oh, hey, you 8 guys don't really have a story. So you guys are the ones that are going in the elimination chamber qualifying matches or whatever it is, 16 guys or
Yeah.
whatever it is. But that's all it is hey, this will kill a couple of weeks that we don't have to think about writing anything for them because they're going to be in the tournament or you're in the Money in the Bank tournament. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And that's why they keep it consistent.
That's why I'm glad they got rid of Hell in the Cell. Hell in the Cell should be something where a special match between two people when if this is the end of the feud, we need blood, we need some guts. Hell in the Cell. Period.
The only thing I was ever a fan of when it came to something like that was King of the Ring. Do the whole tournament on the show, have a winner at the end. And now I get it. Now you've got the Queen of the Ring as well, so you might have too many matches. So having a couple qualifiers, I'm fine with. But your semifinals and your finals need to be happening on King and Queen of the Ring.
Yes.
But yeah, as far as like elimination chambers, a PLE, Money in the Bank, no, that's dumb.
No, yes, it is. SmackDown, the big match is going to be Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre. We've seen Drew burn the picture of Cody Rhodes and Dusty Rhodes, the photo that he allegedly took out of the bus, but we all know that's a copy.
Oh, it's a copy. It's 100%. Drew McIntyre is known as being a universally nice guy, which makes it that much more impactful that he plays such a good. He's the best heel they have in the company.
Yes, he is.
Like, if I'm Triple H, I'm taking Gunther and I'm saying you just need to watch everything this guy does.
Yes. We talking about a guy who went away, worked on his character, worked on his gimmick, came back and killing it.
Came back as the jacked, roided out, angry pirate.
Yeah. Pirates of the Caribbean, baby. But yeah, he Drew McIntyre, when he burnt that photo, I kind of like the way Cody reacted. You know, we seen some anger. I'm not saying we haven't, but he's bringing the best out of Cody. Now, my whole thinking is if Drew McIntyre, when he burnt that photo, to me, it's about him cashing in and being a champion now because he got Cody off hinge. And
what this needs to lead to is this feud needs to be what leads to Cody turning heel.
That too. And I think him going to the next, when Cody going to the next program with Randy Orton, I think that might come full circle.
It just, the problem is Drew's probably not going to get the title. They'll use this to turn him heel. And yeah, Drew, absolutely. You relied on this guy and Bobby Lashley to carry you through the pandemic as champions. And you've had a 3-minute title run since then that was taken by CM Punk.
And Bobby Lashley packed his bags and left. After he was like,
well, he's black.
Yeah.
That's what you do in WWE. Like, if you're black, you leave.
and you want me to be part of a group that starts with pride and not the hurt business? And no MVP?
Yeah.
Nothing against the Street Profits, but just no MVP.
He's one of those guys that I would be keeping him around because you can use him backstage as a mentor. And he knows how to talk.
He's just another version of Paul Heyman, just black.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean is he knows how to talk, but he's eligible and able to pass knowledge on to the younger guys. And if there's anything WWE is hurting with right now, it's people that can talk. So he could help with that. He's still in physical enough condition that if you wanted to use him as a manager like he was in the Hurt Business, that he could take a bump or two to help enhance storylines, things like that. Like, there was way too much upside in keeping him for them to do what they did.
The work that he did with Omos, and Omos is a non-talking, stiff, 7'3", no-skill wrestler. No offense. The guy was a hell of a basketball player. The work that he did and to put Omos over, and you do him like that, that's a crime in itself. It's a crime that you put it with Omos. But he made it happen, and he made it work.
Yeah.
Triple H, I tell you. Another thing on SmackDown, I liked it. You had sent me that text. Julia won the United States Championship, and it will caught me that Jamie when she won was that Kiana James when they was walking back to the locker room, and Julia, she hand was held in the air. You see Kiana James not looking at Julia, looking at that United States Championship title.
It's
Already playing the
predictable.
seeds.
Yeah, it's WWE uses the same 4 stories. They just recycle them.
Yeah.
Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, Kiana James and Julia. It's just the same stories being recycled. Same thing will happen with the Street Profits. It's all just going to lead back to jealousy and splits them all up. That's all it is. There's no creativity in anything.
Yeah, I just want to know who's going to break up first, Alexa or Charlotte or Kiana and Julia.
I mean, if you're just looking at the reasons why, it would make far more sense for Kiana and Julia because there's something to fight for.
True. But I don't look at Kiana on the same level as Julia.
She's nowhere near the same level, but if they're trying to push somebody, I mean, she's wrestled
3 matches.
Twice. 3? Okay, I was like, it's 2 or 3, but I know I've seen her wrestle twice. And this is somebody that got called up like May of last year. I remember watching Raw when she got called up. Like, how long are you gonna let her sit around and do nothing? So, I mean, you know what you have in Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. With Kiana James, it's one of those, she might get a title run just for the sake of the story and to see if she can run with anything, to see how the fans are going to react. And if it's not good, she might disappear. Because it's not like she's done anything since she got called up that there's not going to be an R-Truth campaign or a Karrion Kross campaign to get her to stay.
Nah, it's going to be like, we released Kiana James. Who?
Yeah. It'd be like one of the NXT talents, basically.
Yeah. I'm not in the camp of Kiana James beating Julia, even though
I'm absolutely not. But that realistically might happen.
Yeah. And when you told me that Julia is a champion again, I got so excited. Like, she beat Jade. And then I watched nah, she didn't beat Jade.
Well, I told you in the text that it was just, beating Chelsea, but
I was hoping.
Jade is not doing any favors for being champ. Like,
hey,
they got to do something quick and get that belt off her.
They were so basically this whole show is based on the conversation I had early in the morning. And what I've seen on social media. Number one, everybody on social media is not happy Julia win the US title. Not because they don't think she's good, they think she's fantastic. It's going back to me, you said they don't trust Triple H and his friends doing right by Julia.
No, her English isn't good enough.
Right. And number 2, they don't want Jade they don't want to see Jade with the title no more. Not because of her lack of skill set, not because of she's black. They don't want to see Jade champion because 3 things. 1, they won't give her no credible feud. For example, a lot of people that I talked to or seen on social media, they don't want to see Jade versus Bianca, but it's going to head that way because that's
part
the
of the problem is they don't want to risk their top headliners getting hurt.
Right.
Jade's not known as being very safe.
Right. And they want to see either Jade versus Rhea Ripley or Jade versus Charlotte for her sake, so that on the level of, you know what, we put her in with a veteran, she will pick someone get better. A lot of the criticism with Julia and Jade doesn't come from them skill set or from them. It's due to the fact that of the writing and giving them credible opponents so they can build not only the story, not only their championship run, but it would help them out in the long run. Like, for example, we all say Jay's not good in the ring. She's not a safe worker yet. But you put her in the ring with someone like a Charlotte, like a Rhea, or even to a certain degree, put her in the ring with Liv Morgan, it might rub off on her. But just just they just don't trust the WWE doing right by these ladies.
Well, you have four of your main event stars in tag teams.
Yes. Io, Rhea, Charlotte, Bianca's
And
not
Alexa.
even there.
And Alexa. That's
And
four of
Alexa.
your top people.
Yeah.
And Bianca, they're just, hanging out for her to the
Come
right
back
moment
when-
or whatever they want to use as an excuse. But
And Naomi's out with pregnancy.
I mean, I've never been a big Naomi fan. There's something about, I don't know. I don't get excited when she comes out to the ring at all. I think it's the butt bump. She just does a terrible butt bump. I think that's what the problem is. I don't know. I can't figure it out. There's just something about Naomi I can't stand. And when she did the whole caution thing, the whole cackling, squealing thing she did just made me hate her that much more.
I hope Naomi heard was going to watch. I hope Naomi watched the show one day so that when she comes back, she can work her butt bump because Jamie's not a fan of the butt bump.
I'm a fan of the butt bump. I'm just not a fan of her butt bump. And she should
You
have
don't
a
like,
good one.
you don't like how she
one.
does the bump bump.
I mean, really, she's probably just going to take it as I hate like her whole extended family. But
you don't like your style.
The Usos, Naomi, throw them all together,
It's terrible, terrible. No, but you can't have your 5 top wrestlers in the main event scene doing tag team or sitting at home relaxing. I mean, I know Bianca wanted some time off. Her Montez wants some time off. That's understandable. But the other 4, they cannot be in the tag team scene. You should have used the tag team times to build up a tag team, a women's tag team. Build them up. That's deserved to be having. Send those tag team times to NXT.
How many women's tag teams are there that aren't just 2 people that are slapped together?
It's
Kabuki
not.
Warriors.
That was one, but then you fired the other 2. The other one.
Yeah, Fire and or what was it? Isla Dawn. They never should have got rid of. If you're going to get rid of one, get rid of Alba Fire. But
yeah,
I don't make that call. Alba Fire is perfectly fine, but like you got rid of Isla Dawn out of the 2 of them, really? They were a tag team.
There was another one. I forgot her name. She just signed with AEW.
NXT has a couple, but like, why do you have 2 women's tag team titles when you don't even have enough women's tag teams to support it? That you're using your main eventers to hold titles right now
to start a story based on a turn that we are going to see at some point down the road. Yeah, and it's crazy. Like for example, we know Io and Rhea we're going to be new women's tag team champ. They're going to be the Kabuki Warriors. But for what?
Well, at some point, Rhea's going to turn on Io. If they have Io turn on Rhea, they're screwing up. Rhea Ripley's best. The best you're going to get out of her is when she's a heel.
Yeah. And on a side note, I'm a big camp of Rhea Ripley going to SmackDown so that her and Damian Priest both can save their careers being a team.
I'm just happy that the Aleister Black feud should be done by now so that Aleister Black can move on to something that matters.
Yeah.
Damian Priest's career is basically just you had a good run in the Indies, you had a couple good years in WWE, just you're done. And I think that's probably how WWE is looking at it too. Hey, we gave you a title run. We let you sit up at the top of the card for a while, and you can go take it easy now.
Well, according to the WWE, he's still part of the main event scene, but also goes back to reporting and what you said that they want him to go home because he got so many injuries that he needs taken care of. That just imagine if Priest take care of half his injuries, he might actually be back on top of the main event scene.
Yeah, I mean he's likable, but
I think he's likable. I just don't think the people know Damian Priest as part of the Judgment Day. When Damian Priest has a solo run, they like him, but it's kind of like he doesn't get that response, that reaction from the crowd that he needs to put him over there. Well, he's part
Well,
of
and
the Judgment Day.
that's the problem with him and Rhea. Rhea functions better as a heel. Damian functions better as a face.
I don't know. I think even as a face, he's
Oh,
not
I'm
getting no
saying he
reaction.
functions better. I'm not saying that he's selling merch left and right. I don't ever see anybody wearing a Damian Priest t-shirt, but they're on opposing sides of the spectrum. She functions way better as a heel. He functions way better as a face.
I think both of them as heel. Well, let's put it like this: both of them complement each other in ways that we haven't seen in a very long time from a man and a woman team. They to me, they're probably the best man and woman team in the WWE. And I would love to see them be back together. But yeah, Rhea as a heel, outstanding. Outstanding. She's more meaner. She's more sadistic. Her promos are way much better. And it's effortless.
Mm-hmm.
As a face, I get it. She's one of the top merch behind next net with Cody Rhodes. I get it. But she would still be a top merch as a heel. In fact, that's what all came from when she was a heel. She was killing the merch.
Mm-hmm.
Her, Dom, the mommy, they were killing it.
And they, like I said before, they just need to bring intergender titles into it. Just take the AAA idea and just do it. You've got Cardona and Chelsea there. You've already got, you could do Liv Morgan, Dominic, Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley. Like, there's plenty of combinations, and that would be far more interesting than the women's tag team division, where you're just using main eventers.
Yeah, and one thing though, Jamie, what they're gonna say is we do have intergender titles. We got AAA.
Who's watching AAA? Who's watching AAA? I haven't watched any AAA since WWE bought them.
Well, I have, but
I mean, I watch like recaps and stuff, but like, I don't need to see a dude with a sock puppet like running around doing stuff.
Right. So AAA is really trying to get that TV deal. They're really trying to get that TV deal. And they want to upgrade their product. They want to upgrade their setting. They want to upgrade everything in AAA, and which is not bad. But
the thing is, they already have the money to do it. They're just using excuses not to do it. Look, right. The quality of production on SmackDown and Raw is part of the reason why people aren't buying tickets to go see it.
Well, that ain't being
think of the Attitude Era. You had these giant metal backgrounds, the stage coming down the ramp, the whole thing. They come out now and they're the same height as the kids sitting in the front row. Like, there's no spectacle to it whatsoever. And that's part of what you pay for when you're going to see it in person. You're paying to see the spectacle. It's like when you go see the Raiders play. I love my Raiders. Is anybody paying money to see the Raiders? No. You're paying to go to the stadium and see the stadium. Like, that's just how it is.
He says that because they just fired Pete Carroll. That's why.
I mean, he needed to get fired. He had no business. That dude is too old to be coaching such a rookie team. Like, a rebuild like that, and you want Pete Carroll out there at almost 80? No. All set.
You want to see Jamie dance? Watch when they release Geno Smith.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm just saying. You want to see Jamie dance? Let them hire the coach that he wants them to hire. And that's still stretching it. Even though the Raiders won't win no Super Bowl no time soon. Yeah. There is one thing that I do want to talk about. And it's been a buzz. So along this conversation, and I've seen on social media, is that tonight's show, which is supposed to be a big show, everybody is trying to figure it out how this is going to play out between Braun and CM Punk, because this is technically the road to WrestleMania but it's also to a lot of people. This sets up who's going to win the Royal Rumble. Is it going to
And that's why
be?
CM Punk's going to win. It's going to be an interference. They're not going to let CM Punk win clean to make Braun look weak. It's going to turn into basically a no contest.
So if CM Punk wins, who do you think who wins the Royal Rumble?
Oh, CM Punk wins tonight. Braun Breaker's going to win.
The Royal Rumble?
Yeah.
Okay, that's new because everybody got this feeling where if Cody wins, who would I say? If Cody wins, it's Roman will win the Royal Rumble.
If they do a third Cody Roman, I will just stop watching wrestling for WWE completely.
True. If Cody loses and Punk loses, that sets up Sami Zayn to fight either Drew McIntyre or Braun Breaker. And the reason why is because Sami has history and good storytelling with each guy. Like, for example, with Drew McIntyre, he never beat Drew McIntyre. Never. I think he's like 0-3, 0-4 against Drew McIntyre. He never beat him. And with Braun Breaker was the last guy to beat Sami Zayn on Raw when he was the Intercontinental Champion. And when they fought at SummerSlam, I want to say last year, Braun Breaker beat for the IC title.
Sami Zayn to me is just another Jey Uso. You're just giving him the title run just to check it off the list. Okay, we don't have to hear about this anymore. Move it on. Yeah. Sammy's fine. Sammy's a funny guy. I don't mind when he's on TV, but I don't take anything he does seriously. And like the random yelling of "I'm going to be champion now," like there's so many better people. Yeah, but we'll give you 2 months, check it off the list, and we move on.
Yeah, and that his kid played a role in that. Sam's main event when he had when you gonna be champion plays a role. And that kind of lit a fire under Sami Zayn. That's like you said, we came out last Friday yelling through the microphone, I will, and I'm going to be champion. He's calling his shot. And it's in Saudi Arabia. So Sami plays a role. And an interesting one that popped up was someone had a scenario where they can see Sami versus Braun versus Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
And I was like,
if you're leaving a main event at WrestleMania to Braun Breaker, Sami Zayn, you are in huge trouble. You have to have Seth Rollins in there to actually get people to care.
Yeah. And I said this, if they go that route, Sami Zayn's the fall guy. He's going to take the pin.
No, if they went that route, Seth would be there to get pinned.
You think so?
100%, because then you'd have Braun Breaker and Seth have their feud. Sami gets to look triumphant and he's so good, and then it builds up his little title run. He works his 2 months program with whoever, finally drops the title, and then we can get back to reality.
But see, I would have thought that it would be Sami take the fall because you can build up a Seth Rollins versus.
They're gonna make sure it's moments. You have to remember.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
WWE doesn't do storytelling; they do individual moments. So the moment and all the pictures and the autograph pictures they can sell in the WWE shop of Sami holding up the title with the WrestleMania background. That's what that's for.
Yeah, but it would be a good moment when the champion who had to drop his title due to injury makes his triumph return, wins on the grandest stage of all to get his title back.
Seth's won the title how many times? Sami Zayn's like 42 years old, never won anything of significance in WWE.
That's true.
Probably doesn't have that many years left in him.
That's true. Look, I'm the same guy who said that Kevin Owens' title runs were not only lackluster, but they did him dirty. And I was one who kind of felt that Kevin Owens deserved a nice little title run the right way.
There's a lot of people in WWE that deserve proper title runs. It ain't gonna happen. And yes, Kevin Owens was done dirty multiple times, and was the scapegoat for half of Roman's title defenses.
Should be at least 3 of those. He should have been Roman at 3 of those matches, man.
Yeah.
But
But no, if they did a 3-way, Seth would be there to take the pin because they're not going to let Braun look weak. Seth's already had time in the limelight. Braun's just now getting to the limelight, and Sammy would be starting his limelight. So they're not going to let those two. Sammy pins Seth. Seth and Braun resume their feud into the next couple PLEs. Sammy picks up somebody new, and then they're off.
And because
again, no matter what people say, the World Heavyweight title is not the WWE title.
No, it's not. It is 100% not. And my whole thinking is, Jamie, is that when Seth Rollins came out and said he'd be back in late March or April, I still believe that at some point he's going to play a huge factor in this championship.
Oh, he will.
And I don't know what it's going to be. Is he going to be wrestling? Is he going to cost somebody? Is he going to cost Punk? Is he going to cost Braun? Is Austin Theory and him are they a team? We don't know, but all that's going to get played out. And I just really truly believe that Seth Rollins is going to be at WrestleMania. He's going to be in the match. I just don't know for what. And you got the other half of the crowd like, well, if he comes back, he needs to finish his feud with Roman Reigns. No, we had that lost his luster.
Roman could stay gone for a good long, take the next 2 years off. Nobody needs to see you, hear you, nothing.
No.
You got more than enough talent that Roman Reigns does not need to be around.
That's why he's got the Brock Lesnar schedule. I'm done with that. I don't want to see that story get played out because we had numerous opportunities for that story to finish up and wrap up. It just never happened. I don't want to see it. I'm done with the Shield thing. I'm over it. Now, Jamie, there was something on the internet. We're going to finish this up right here. And they're talking about the guy who you say who disappeared for a couple of years, about a Roman and Rock and Rock's retirement match. Now, here's my thing. Why don't you give a crap about a retirement match?
I don't need to see a 57-year-old Rock get into a wrestling ring.
And he will be 57 next year. No, he'll be 55, 56 next year.
Whatever, close enough. If this was a 45-year-old Rock that could still move around, sure. The tag team match last year showed about the limit of what you're going to get out of him. And I'm good. He doesn't need to have a retirement match. Give him a Hall of Fame induction. Let him call it a wrap and say, I'm officially done. We move on.
Hell, he don't need that. He can deduct his own self into the Hall of Fame. He's the boss.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You give him a Hall of Fame induction. He just says, I'm officially done. That's it. Especially if he still looks like the dude that he's filming the movie for right now where he lost all of his muscle mass. Like, you going to try and put all that back on in 4 months? No.
I don't know. He might can.
Steroids work, but they don't work like that.
He might have to double the juice.
You double the juice, you risk that heart attack, and then you ain't wrestling.
How many times you think he risked that?
I think there's a reason why he lost all that weight. He covered it up for a movie, but I think there's a good long reason why he doesn't have that muscle mass anymore.
Well, come on, man. We all want to see. We all know in 4 months, Rock will eat about, he eats about like 13 boxes of pizza, so many pancakes and salmon, all that. And in about 6-7 months, he'll be back.
I think he's done with it at this point. He might bulk up a little bit, but he ain't even going to look like The Rock 10 years ago.
Yeah, see, I was just having a little fun there. I do agree with that. I don't think The Rock, as right now, he is not getting the wrestling ring.
He's not getting in a wrestling ring, and you're not going to see him be the jacked up, roided out guy in the movies anymore either. He's going to go the Dave Bautista route. I don't know if you've seen Bautista lately.
Yeah, I've seen him. He got small. He's
vegan. He's vegan.
Yeah.
So it means he can lift up a piece of paper, and that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, he's still in good shape, still big, but he ain't. I'm gonna like it gonna take me. You got to expand the door so I can get in. You got to spin the hinges. But nah, we won't see that from The Rock. The Rock is not gonna walk slow to the ring no more because all that muscle mass, and The Rock gonna have a little pep in his step now. It's at the point where Cody Rhodes almost look bigger than The Rock.
Yeah. Boy.
All right, well, that's today's show. I want to end it with this. New Japan is gonna have to revamp their roster. New Japan is going to have to revamp their roster, and they got the right guy to do it. New Japan is going to take some time for them to be talked about again, but they got the right guy to lead the way. For the first time I want to say in a few years or so, Wrestle Kingdom was sold out 46,613 fans. They haven't sold out quite a while. They sold out for Wrestle Kingdom 20, and that's a good sign. I'm looking forward to the future.
I would expect them to pull back on their relationship with AEW too.
It's not just AEW. I believe they're gonna put back the relationship on all.
Well, yeah,
all promotions. Just because.
But I mean, AEW is the one that really put a hurt on them by taking all of their talent.
Yeah, they did a lot of damage. I'm optimistic about New Japan than I am about any other wrestling promotion. Again, Hiroshi Tanahshi is in charge, and I think what you're gonna see about New Japan is that he's gonna develop young talent. He's gonna take his time and make sure those young talent develop the right way, and then he's gonna put them out there. New Japan is entering a new phase of that company, and hopefully we'll be able to see that new phase if they ever decide to get a American media contract so we can watch their promotion. But New Japan has been low key, probably one of the best promotions over the last 20 plus years that nobody hardly talks about. But we recognize their wrestlers like the Finn Balor because they was over there, the AJ Styles because he wouldn't ever made a name for himself, the Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks. New Japan has given a lot of guys a start in their wrestling careers, or they allow guys to revamp their career and come back to the States and come household names, big time stars. So New Japan deserves a lot of credit and respect what they've done in the wrestling business. And I wish them nothing but the best, man. I'm a fan, and I'm looking forward to see what they're gonna do down the road.
There's really nothing else I can say to that, but yeah, I mean, they got to focus on themselves instead of playing with everybody in the sandbox. They need to just play with themselves and build up their own roster. The good thing is Japan loves pro wrestling, so he's not going to be short of finding people and bringing in talent and things like that. There's not going to be a shortage of that. Plus, there's going to be a lot of dejected WWE stars that might be looking for a fresh start somewhere that might be willing to hop over to Japan for a while. So there's a lot of upside to what they got going on.
Yes, there is a lot of upside. And when you hear the Kenny Omegas and the Young Bucks and the Shinsuke, when they talk about New Japan and when they talk about their time there, and when they talk about how much they miss it. Example, Kenny Omega right now, and all due respect to AEW, he wants to be in New Japan. Because as he said, that's his home. If you ask Shinsuke, New Japan, that's his home. AJ Styles, exact same thing. You know, AJ Styles, TNA was great, but New Japan was where AJ Styles actually took off. So
New Japan's the reason he got signed by WWE.
WWE, right. And with his work with the Bullet Club. Jay White, if you ask Jay White right now, if he do you want to stay AEW, New Japan, go to WWE, he'll take New Japan. 100% will take New Japan. So New Japan, Hiroshi Tanahshi, he had a great career. I look forward to seeing what he's going to do in New Japan. And I just want to tell him, just like John Cena, thank you for your service. Thank you for all the hard work you have done. And good luck. Any last words from you, my guy?
No, you had your 3-minute monologue and kind of summed it all up.
Yeah. Now I'm just waiting for your 5-minute rant. That's coming soon.
No, not today. Not today. I'll save it. I'll save
You're
it.
gonna save me when Triple H get fired, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm sure I'll have a pretty good rant after tonight's Raw of something.
Yes. Make sure you guys watch Raw. You'll see me and Jamie again on Tuesday. So we give you guys our Raw, how we feel about it, and how Jamie feel about the PGC of Punk, and how Chris Jericho return went. So make sure you guys tune in to the Signature Adventure Podcast. I am DS Wall, and that is the mouth of the Midwest, Jamie. And we up out of here. Peace.
Later.